European cannabis companies start an IPO, planning as the U.S. considers to looser their rules, you guys. That's right. A number of European cannabis startups are planning to go public in New York City to take advantage of a U.S. proposal to reclassify marijuana as a less dangerous drug and decriminalization in Germany. Despite depressed share prices among bigger groups in the sector, Grow Group, a London-based medical cannabis distributor, is planning an initial public offering on the NASDAQ in the first quarter of 2025, targeting a valuation of more than 100 million pounds. It has raised more than 12 million pounds since it was founded back in 2017. And Chief Executive Benjamin Langley told the Financial Times there had been a period of 6 to 9 months where money for cannabis was almost completely shut off because of negative global sentiment and general risk aversion. However, the market is showing signs of improvement. In a quote, "What we're seeing now is that loosening up such that people are deploying funds, and there is definitely money again in this space, particularly from venture capital," he said, and the company would choose NASDAQ rather than the London Stock Exchange for an IPO, he added, because he would expect a higher valuation there. Grow had been on the verge of signing an engagement letter with a bank for a listing last year, he said, but suspended the process due to lack of investor interest. And Lisbon-based Somai Pharmaceuticals, which is involved in the extraction, development, and distribution of medical cannabis products, is seeking 250 million euros as a reasonable valuation in a NASDAQ IPO with secondary listing on the Toronto Stock Exchange or the LSE, said Chief Executive Michael Sasasno. And Welford Medical, a London medical cannabis manufacturer and distributor across the UK and Germany, is another startup considering NASDAQ. In a quote, they say, "If the U.S. reclassifies, coupled with the legislative change in Germany, it could be the perfect time for us and investors to catch the sentiment wave," said co-founder Joshua Roberts. The U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration in May published a notice of proposed rulemaking announcing its intention to remove cannabis from its list of the most dangerous drugs and recognize its medical use. The drug is currently banned at the federal level, but is legal for adult use purposes in 24 states and for medical use in 38 states. If it is reclassified by the DEA, this could reduce taxes on state legal cannabis businesses, where the effective tax rate is often 70% or more. In the world's biggest cannabis market, clinical research on marijuana is also likely to become easier to conduct if it is reclassified. And in Germany, the largest medical cannabis market in Europe, cannabis possession and small-scale home cultivation were decriminalized in April. It has also been removed from the national narcotics list, and medical cannabis has been permitted since 2017. And all of these companies that are looking to IPO say building investor confidence after previous boom and bust cycles will be crucial, in addition to the relaxation of the rules. And in a quote, "There is a taboo with cannabis that continues to be pervasive," said Sassano in Canada. Most marijuana stocks experienced huge growth after cannabis was legalized for adult use in 2018, but oversupply and cheaper drugs available on the black market triggered a slump in the share prices, which have never recovered to the same levels. How about you in there also, too, the lack of quality, but nonetheless. Canopy Growth, once Canada's most valuable marijuana company, and Tilray Brands of the U.S. have each lost 98% of their market value from respective peaks in 2019 and 2018. Shares in the New York-based Curaleaf, the world's largest cannabis company, are down 75% from their peak in 2021. However, founder and executive chair Boris Jordan believes that this is mainly because of strict regulation, and in a quote says, "Governments need to decide if cannabis is going to be legal or it is illegal. And if it's going to be legal, then they have to come in and support and create a regulatory environment that allows these cannabis companies to flourish," he says. I happen to agree with Boris on that comment. The government needs to figure out what it wants to do in regards to this. But I find it funny that all these Euro bros think that they're going to go onto the NASDAQ once cannabis is rescheduled, because rescheduling cannabis is not going to allow for cannabis companies to be on the publicly traded markets. This is just a farce, and I don't even understand why the Financial Times, which put out this letter, is even putting this out in the first place, because they should know better than this. But nonetheless, Nonetheless, I'm going to hear what you guys have to say. This is Jason Beck for the High at 9 News Hour. What do y'all think about this?
I think Canopy and Tilray wouldn't have seen.
Well, it says they're planning. It says they're planning for it.
They're planning exactly. They're planning for it. They're releasing these statements. They're releasing these quotes. So they're definitely planning on it, which means that they're planning on it. Rico, that's pretty obvious.
Were they planning on it?
It's a whole lot of planning here.
We're planning.
I mean, they need to put a T at the end of their plans.
Yeah. So, I mean, why is this a story?
It's a story.
They're gaslighting. They're gaslighting the market.
Here's the story. The story is European
funding round.
Go ahead, Yarrow.
European companies.
I'm European company.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna start raising my hand. Like
go for it. Go for it, Yarrow. Go for it, Yarrow. We're listening.
European companies adopt 4-year-old business plan from Canadians, hoping to hype and take investors' money on uncertain timelines for uncertain deliverables. More at 9 a.m. with Senor Kubrin.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's the Canadian gaslighting all over again. I feel like I'm back in like late 2017, and all these Canadians gassed up the Europeans that they're selling their weed to, and now they're like, "Yo, you can go public too, eh? You just start up the paperwork, and you know what? All these legal fees are being paid. All these documents are being drafted up." Just for them to wait another 5-6 years and do nothing.
Yo, dog, I got like a shelf corporation ready to go. You want a shelf corporation? I got them good shelf corporations, pre-revenue, sitting on shelf, 5 years old.
Into the game.
So all these companies that are tabled, is that what you're talking about, Yarrow?
I mean, this is we talk about this as one of the themes on this show, the replication of mistakes in newer markets or by people who don't have the experience and expertise to have made the appropriate adjustments. And when this fails, I will be sitting here with a strong cup of coffee on the best daily news show for cannabis and hemp internationally, laughing and cackling like a little gargoyle on top of Notre Dame saying, "I told you so, motherfuckers."
Fair enough.
But you have to say it in German. So go.
Far for Nugan.
Far for Nugan? What does that mean?
It'll be far from good.
I remember how to say shithead. Scheißkopf.
Oh man. Beck's, it's German for beer. How about that? How do you like that, Rico?
Great.
Bad beer.
Whoa.
All American beer is bad beer in Europe. So I don't know, man. This just seems like like they are being gaslit into doing this shit.
They are, right?
I really don't know why they're announcing this, because like rescheduling is not. It still doesn't make it legal.
Yeah.
It's not going to make it federally legal. And there's so many loopholes that they're going to have to jump through, unless they want to do shell companies and do this for like non-plant touching entities, like a lot of other companies are doing this, but they're not even saying that. I don't know.
I did find it funny that he threw the London Stock Exchange under the bus, saying that, on NASDAQ we're gonna get a higher valuation there. Basically, we're gonna take more of your money. We're gonna jack you guys more.
Oh, they just do this shit in South Africa. You able to do that?
Oh boy. All right.
Colonizing on, baby.
Oh boy.
Y'all used to it already.
Wow.